What's up, you guys? Welcome back to our channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are just so grateful to have you. We love our YouTube family. We love our YouTube family and our Instagram family and just all of you guys. I promised you guys on Instagram that I would make a follow-up vlog to our last vlog, so you guys would have more of a meat and potatoes type about our IVF consult with Dr. Riggs here in Kansas City. I really felt like our last one lacked details. You know what I mean? Brian is very to the point, and I'm like, let's share all of the details. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm going to do my best. If I leave anything out, please leave me a comment below. Brian and I will do our best to either respond or to make another vlog and include some of your guys' questions, concerns, and all of those things. And again, I just want to say thank you guys for being here. Thank you for caring about us, loving us. Thank you for nominating me for this WeGo Health Award. I've been nominated for 5 of them, which is crazy and awesome. And thank you guys so much for even voting for me. I just love you, and if we win, we'll be able to go to Vegas in October. We won't know who wins these awards until the end of September. But either way, whether we win or not, we're gonna always be a voice for those going through infertility and miscarriage, and whatever hard things that people go through, but especially those 2 things in particular. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you again. If you guys want to vote for us or for somebody else, you have until July 28th. I will leave a direct link to my page to vote for me, but you guys can always go vote for somebody else. I'll leave that in the description and in the comment below. Anyway, okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes of our IVF consult with Dr. Riggs here in Kansas City. Brian and I were both really impressed with Dr. Riggs. I shouldn't say pleasantly surprised. We were just, I think, relieved more than anything, because we had kind of a bad experience with the doctor in New York and the results with that in our consult with him, and just, it was just weird. And coming off of that to go to Dr. Riggs, it's like you have your guard up because you're expecting the same thing, when really he's a totally different doctor with a totally different approach, and just it was a breath of fresh air. It really was. And I remember I kept looking over at Brian, kind of like, what's he thinking? What's he thinking? Because it's got to be both of us on the same page. We've got to both like the doctor and feel good about the doctor going forward. And he really liked him too, which, you know, makes me like grateful, because if we do decide to go with this doctor and go through IVF with him, we both feel good about it. One of my favorite things about this consult with Dr. Riggs is that he was very thorough, very detailed. He pulled out a white piece of paper just like this one, and he wrote down everything that I said. All of my surgery history, our pregnancy history, miscarriages, fertility treatment history, the meds we did, the doctors we had, just all of the things. He wrote everything down. I also took everything with me. So I have 3 or 4 of these huge things full of results, whether it's surgeries, blood tests, just all the things. I took all of that with me. And so I was really prepared. And he had a chance to look at everything and to see, okay, how bad is your endometriosis? How bad is it? Where is it at? Where was it located? When did you have your last surgery? And yeah, I don't know. I felt so much relief, because the last doctor that we had in New York with CNY, we did a FaceTime consult, which is totally fine with me, especially because we live in Missouri. But the majority of that consult was not about our history. Actually, none of it was. He even said he didn't need to know our history, which is crazy to me, because it's IVF. And I don't know, I'm not gonna get into that right now. But the majority of what we talked about with that consult was about how we were lions. I'm not even joking you, I'm not lying, okay? But he told us how we're lions and how we need to eat meat and butter, and that's it. No vegetables, because vegetables turn into sugar, which cause inflammation. I totally believe that you need to eat healthy to decrease inflammation and all of that. But I also believe that history is important and that modern medicine is important as well. And I just really felt like that my voice wasn't heard with that last doctor. So I feel like I went into this IVF consult with Dr. Riggs with kind of a wall up, just pretty nervous. But I felt really good about it, and he was very thorough. It wasn't a monologue like I felt like our last one was. It was very much a dialogue, and he let us ask questions. He let us interrupt him, or just, you know, just say as much as we needed to say, and as much as we needed to, yeah. And he even allowed us to share kind of what we felt like, where we needed to go, and anyway, all of the things. He was great. So yes, it was a breath of fresh air, and I feel like an hour was not long enough just because of how much we've done. I seriously know everything. I know all the dates for everything. I know all of the results. I know everything we've done. And I don't know if everybody does that. Maybe I'm just crazy a little bit. So maybe he didn't expect, or not necessarily he, but I feel like our history, there's just so much with it that we could have used maybe another 30 minutes to another hour to go over other things. But I am grateful for the time that we had. So I don't think that I went into this IVF consult with Dr. Riggs expecting answers from him, because, well, he wasn't the doctor on our case, right? He wasn't the doctor that provided the IVF treatment. But I was hoping, based on the information that we had, the semen analysis results that we had from Brian, and just all the things that we had, all of the results, just everything from his experience and from our history, that he could give us some kind of possible reason why it failed. I mean, I feel like I have a door that is not closed there. I have no closure, I have no answers, I never received any solution, and I'm going to a guy that wasn't even the one that treated me for the answers. And I shouldn't say that. I was hoping Dr. Riggs could really just give me something, just something to hold on to based on his experience, being, you know, the super successful, high success rate doctor that he is. And I told him about our results. I told him how we found out about our low fertilization, and what the doctor said, how he said that he thought it was a sperm issue, and that it was a possible DNA fragmentation issue or something like that, and that maybe we should use donor sperm just to see if it works again. And if it does work, then we know it was a sperm issue. And in my opinion, that is not how you find out something is a sperm issue. That is not how you find out. I'm not gonna do another IVF cycle just to see if it's a sperm issue. I'm sorry, that is, no, that's a no. So we told Dr. Riggs about that, and we showed him Brian's results with his sperm, and it looks good. And I told him that, you know, Dr. Kiltz had mentioned DNA fragmentation, and Dr. Riggs said there are two things that help with that: antioxidants and ICSI. And guess what? Brian took plenty of antioxidants, and we did ICSI with our IVF cycle. So I just feel like Dr. Kiltz was not taking responsibility. Another thing that I mentioned to Dr. Riggs asked me what was my biggest frustration with Dr. Kiltz or the clinic that we had before, and I said, you know what? I felt like it was the McDonald's of IVF, at least in my particular opinion. In my case, I felt like it was quantity over quality, and I felt like they were just pumping people through the drive-thru, and once you're through the drive-thru, they don't care about you. And I just did not appreciate that whatsoever. I wanted individualized care. I wanted knowing my protocol was made for me, and I wanted to work with one particular, anyway, there's just so much that I could go into about that. And one thing Dr. Riggs made sure to tell me and to comfort me about was, he said, you know, my IVF cycles are not fast food. Like, I do not give fast food IVF whatsoever. He uses the best of the best stuff. He only sees a certain number of patients every month, so he gives his undivided attention, which is awesome and great. And I just feel so much better about this, and I'm just so emotional about it. And I didn't even mean to be emotional about it, and it's taken me like forever to record this, and it shouldn't. Anyway, so seeing him has made me even more confident that it is not a sperm issue. At this point, without knowing anything, you know what I mean? Because Dr. Riggs wasn't our doctor on our IVF cycle. I mean, that's the information he can give us. He was looking at his paper. I mean, it was filled, I do have some notes there, but it was just filled up. And he's like, well, what's causing the infertility? You know what I mean? Like, he's like, other than the endometriosis, that's stage 1, like, what is causing this? So that's where all of the testing is gonna come into play, and we'll see what happens. We have a ton of testing that we're gonna have done. So let me just share that with you. There are a ton of tests that he has to have done. So I'm gonna read those to you, okay? So for some egg health testing, he said we'll need an ultrasound to check our ovaries, my ovaries, uterus and pelvis, as well as to have my blood tested to check the hormones to see my egg health. So AMH, possibly FSH as well. I don't really know. It just says AMH. I also need a hysteroscopy done, which a camera goes into your uterine cavity. I've never had a hysteroscopy. So anyway, that's another thing he wants to have done. He wants another semen analysis done on Brian. Vitamin D test. I had that done in December, but they want it done every 6 months. A thyroid panel, a full thyroid panel, recurrent pregnancy loss. I had all of those done in December, but again, they want it every 6 months, so it's not up to date. It says they want an ovarian assessment report or an OAR. I've never had that done, so that would be the first doctor to do that. A male karyotype test on Brian. I've already had my DNA karyotype test done, and I'm okay there. They also want to do the carrier screenings, a blood test to assess for recessive illnesses such as cystic fibrosis in your DNA. So we will be doing that as well. Brian and I will both be getting those tested. And then blood test to assess for infectious diseases. And I think that is it. Those are all of the tests that we're gonna have done. Okay, so as far as the timeline goes, with getting these tested or starting IVF or starting IUI, we are not really sure. I have an endocrinologist appointment at the end of September that I'm hoping moves up. I am on a cancellation list. So with my luck, hopefully it moves up sooner. But either way, we're trying to decide right now if we should do an IUI cycle or 2 of them or move directly to IVF. The IVF cycle, I think there's like a 6-month wait or something like that. I've got to confirm with them, but that's just what I've heard from other people. And it's really, really expensive. It's just, I think it's gonna be over $17,000 just with the cycle, not the meds. And then with the meds, that's anywhere between $5,000 to $7,000 more, if not more. So it's just a lot of money, and we're trying to figure out what is best for us, what we should do. But honestly, it's got to be dependent all on a lot of our testing as well. Like, we're not going to move forward with anything until we have some testing done. So we're going to have some testing done. Just when we feel ready to move forward with that, maybe in the next month or 2, and then we'll see what happens. We don't really have a set plan, just because I think, you know, like I said before, we didn't have the best experience with our IVF cycle, and I think it kind of, you know, we have some wounds that aren't totally healed, and who knows, maybe this will help answer questions for us and give us some closure, give us the closure that we need. So this journey's a lot. It is a lot. So that is where we're at right now. I really feel good about Dr. Riggs. He really cares. You know what I mean? I feel like he really, really cares. This journey's a lot. It is a lot. So if you haven't watched our IVF cycle vlogs, I will link them here. You guys totally should watch them, especially our egg retrieval vlog, because it is the best. It is the best. We've been through a lot during these last few years. We've been going through infertility for almost 5 years, and you guys, we are ready for our double rainbow baby. We feel really good about this doctor. The only thing is just the cost. So we're gonna try to figure some stuff out. Maybe make some changes. We will see what happens. Either way, we're gonna share this journey with you, and we're just so grateful to take you along. We love you. We're grateful for you. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. We'll talk to you later. Toodles.